check your bank account. Again, you tell yourself, I'll start saving once I make a little more. Or maybe you've been saying, I'll invest when I actually understand how it works. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. That feeling, that waiting, that's not caution. That's costing you thousands of dollars, maybe tens of thousands. And I want to show you exactly how. Look, most people think the secret to building wealth is speed. Find the hottest stock, time the market perfectly, move fast, get rich fast. But what if I told you that the people who actually build real, lasting wealth do the opposite? Here's a stat that should stop you cold. According to a Fidelity study, the best-performing investment accounts belonged to people who had forgotten they even had them. Not the fastest movers, the ones who did nothing. And I mean that literally. Now here's the math. Let's say you invest $300 a month starting at age 25, at an average 8% annual return, which is a historically conservative estimate for a diversified index fund. By age 65, you'd have roughly $1 million. But what if you wait just 10 years? You start at 35 instead. Same $300 a month, same 8% return, same discipline. You end up with about $440,000. You didn't lose $60,000 by waiting. You lost over $500,000. That's the cost of delay. That's what "I'll start soon" actually means in dollar terms. So why do we wait? This is where it gets interesting. There's a concept in behavioral economics called analysis paralysis. Our brains are wired to seek perfect information before acting. It's a survival instinct. Our ancestors couldn't afford to make the wrong move. But in personal finance, that same instinct works against us. You might be thinking right now, but I need to learn more first. I don't want to make a mistake. Here's what's wild, though. The mistake isn't moving wrong. The mistake is not moving at all. Think about it like planting a tree. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time? Today. Not after you finish that book, not after the market settles down. Today. Because money, unlike almost everything else in life, doesn't reward the most prepared person in the room. It rewards the one who showed up first. What most people don't realize is that starting imperfectly almost always beats waiting perfectly. Let's use another real example. Two people, let's call them Sarah and Mike. Sarah starts investing $200 a month at 22. She picks a simple S&P 500 index fund, nothing fancy. At 32, life gets busy, she stops completely. She never invests another dollar. Mike waits. He reads books, watches videos, researches. At 32, he finally starts, also $200 a month, also in an index fund. He invests consistently until 62, 30 years of discipline. You'd think Mike wins easily, right? Here's what actually happens at age 62. Sarah, who only invested for 10 years and never touched it again, ends up with approximately $602,000. Mike, who invested for 30 years, ends up with about $566,000. Sarah wins. By starting earlier, even though she stopped earlier, the time in the market did the heavy lifting for her. That's not a trick. That's compound interest, and it only works if you start. So what's the actual psychological shift here? Stop thinking about investing as something you need to get right. Start thinking about it as something you need to get going. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is presence, being in the game long enough for time to work in your favor. Here's your action plan. Simple, no excuses. Step 1. Open an account today, not this weekend, today. Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, all free to start. Step 2. Set up an automatic transfer of whatever you can, even $50 a month. The amount matters less than the habit. Step 3. Put it in a total market or S&P 500 index fund and leave it alone. Seriously, don't check it every week. That's it. That's the whole strategy. Here's the final truth I want to leave you with. Money doesn't reward the smartest person. It doesn't reward the luckiest person. It rewards the person who started when it felt uncomfortable, when they didn't feel ready, when they weren't sure. Speed won't save you, but starting, right now, today, imperfectly, that might just change everything. So close this video and go do it.